grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Welcome to Tales from the Field. We are back and better than ever. Thank you so much for joining us. It is wonderful to be with you after a week where we were away. We were at Live 360, the most beautiful place in the world with maple bacon donuts on the luscious and luxurious grounds of the Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort and Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Of course, there was another major conference going on at the exact same time. Microsoft Ignite. Andreas, who is not with us, he's already on his vacation. Andreas was up there. Hope all of the traveling is going well for you and your family, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today. What we're going to talk about, this is going to be a little bit of a holiday edition where we're having some fun, but we're also going to talk about a lot of the big news that came out last week. And of course, joining me, if you want, well, actually, let me back up a second. If you want to be a part of the show, all you have to do is make a comment on the stream. One of my amazing co-hosts will see that, they will add it to a stream, and you will be a part of that show. And speaking of my amazing co-hosts, of course, you know who I'm talking about. I got the man in the hat, Mr. Josh Luedeman, the mountain man himself, Mr. Daniel Taylor, our very own Robin Hood, Marco Aurelio Cardoso. And, I say it every year at this point in time, but many people are thankful for family and friends. I am thankful for this man. It is the one and the only Mr. Neeraj Jhaveri. Quick things to remember. I'm not going to go through the typical litany that we do, but you want to make sure and join the Microsoft Azure Data Community. Go over and join it on the Microsoft site. And then after you join, there's a wonderful list of user groups there. Find a local user group, because that's what you're going to be thankful for next year. If you are not a part of the community, joining the community is going to help you, help your career, and help fast forward you in ways that you could have never possibly imagined. So make sure and go do that. Now, after you join that, where do you want to go? Well, you want to go over to SQLSaturday.com, because SQL Saturday is where you're going to find great free training from the top people in the field, in the community, the MVPs, the Microsoft folks that go out and present on the different data topics. And it's a wonderful way to be able to build up your professional network and keep moving. After you do that, of course, you want to go to datasaturday.com. There are multiple events around the United States and also around the world that are listed on datasaturday.com. And there are some wonderful ones coming up. And the call for speakers is out. It's time to get it in. The next FabCon for Las Vegas in 2025, as we rapidly approach the end of the year, the call for speakers is out, and they are taking names, and I hope they pick mine. This is not a bad list to be on. So having said all that, there is so much to do, so much to see. You don't want to miss a thing. So make sure you stay tuned with us. Make sure that you sit here with us a little bit more. Josh, I'm going to shoot it over to you. Andreas is out, so talk to me, Goose. Last weekend, Live 360. What'd you do? What was it about?
I was going to say,
how much fun did you have?
Last week at Live 360, man, it was top to bottom every day, just go. This weekend, I did not go. I did not, I guess is the better way to put it.
Stop,
relaxed
Josh, stop.
A little bit, did some shopping. Yeah, and then Sunday morning, got up early and scrambled for all the fixins for Thursday. So yeah, that was my thing.
Well, let me ask. So, Marco, do they have any similar festival this time of year going on in Brazil, or is it just the U.S. that is doing Thanksgiving?
Not really. So we we kind of feel it because we work with you guys quite a bit. So it's a chill week, but it's not a holiday, unfortunately.
Okay.
Somebody needs to work.
You need to throw a holiday where you have dry poultry, mashed potatoes, and what I call turkey grease, aka gravy.
I was just going to say a happy congenial random Tuesday in November to you, Marco.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Thursday we're all going to stuff our faces. It's National Sweatpants Day. I don't know if that's official, but really it is in the U.S. Because you wear sweatpants to make room for round 2. And then Friday is College Football Day, and Saturday is College Football Day, and Sunday is NFL Day. Thursday through Sunday is NFL Day.
I thought Friday was Josh House leftover party thing. That's what I heard last
No,
time.
well, yeah, you can come over and have leftovers, sure.
We
Less
didn't
I
put
have,
that.
the better.
I was going to say we didn't put that together this year. I didn't even think about that. Neeraj is Johnny on the spot with this right now for us.
Well, actually, I am having some folks over. Since you weren't doing something, I decided to do it with some folks over here. So if you want to bring some over, come on over, Brad. Dan, come on over. Neeraj,
I was going to say, I may indeed.
Marco, get your passport ready. Let's go.
So
There we go.
I can't come over. I wish I could, but and y'all know I have no ink. I have no tattoos, but I am taking Parker for his first tattoo on Friday. He is getting a tattoo. And I was like, my boy. I mean, it's just like I was like, I don't know where you got the idea, but Friday, that's what we're doing.
So my kids pick on me. My kids pick on me because I still don't have a tattoo. Like my older daughter Erica has a couple tattoos. My wife has many, and they're like, "Why don't you have a tattoo?" I was like, "I haven't found the right one yet." Personally, I had the great one, and then Zack Snyder went and screwed up the DC Cinematic Universe, and the awesome Justice League logo went away. Josh Luedeman, Justice League, come on, that was screaming for it. And then Justice League landed, and everybody's like, and you know, I'm not having that tattoo on me.
Give it a couple years, maybe James Gunn will fix that up. But
Dude, he comes out with a Justice League logo with the JL. I'm in.
I'm going to redirect this back because I had a question. So who went shopping this weekend? Because the big Thanksgiving holiday is almost upon us. We're doing a lot of cooking. I'm mixing some things up. Dan's shaking his head. Dan, you did not go shopping this weekend?
So I go early Tuesday morning. This morning, I get up when the store opens and there's nobody's there.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, but then how do you thaw it in time? The bird.
What now?
How do you?
I get fresh. Bird? It's fresh. It's already thawed. That's why I get it on Tuesday. I'm very spoiled. I'm very spoiled.
All right. So let's talk about things that we're fixing. So let's talk main dishes, and I'm just going to go around a little bit. And Marco, you can make up anything for what your Thursday meal will be. I'm looking forward to hearing what it will be that you're cooking on your congenial Thursday in November. But so this year, I'm doing two smoked. I got the turkey breast without the legs because we found that people in the house just really aren't eating the legs that much. So I got two of the turkey breast wholes, and then I've got a big ham because Sue wanted a ham this year. And I've got a glaze that I'm going to be putting over it. I'm going to be smoking the ham, smoking the turkeys together, starting Thursday morning. The brine for the turkeys actually starts, I think, tomorrow. So main dishes, Josh, what are you doing?
Main dishes, pretty similar. I use I go with the turkey, and then what I do is, and all credit goes to Gina, our friend Juan's wife, and her family from Portugal. They have this great recipe for like an underskin rub that is completely unhealthy. Okay, because ingredient number one is lard. Okay, so immediately you know the train is off the rails. It's gone. Mix in a good, some good spices. It ends up around like an orangish colored paste instead of white like you would expect lard. Rub that on the bird. Season up the skin really good. Low and slow till it's done. I do a full bird because I will manhandle some turkey legs. Just saying. And then we do the ham, and we do it the way my grandmother always used to do it, with the pineapple rings with a maraschino cherry in the middle, decorate the outside of it, put a little Coca-Cola in the bottom there. Good stuff.
Do you use thyme sprigs to hold the pineapple on the ham? Like the little...
No, I didn't think of that. I'll have to go get some. No, I usually just use toothpicks, but that's not a bad idea. I like that.
It's delicious. That's how my grandma used to do it.
I did say pineapple, Neeraj, but it's pineapple on a ham, not pineapple on a pizza.
It's
pineapple
delicious.
on a ham is fine. When you mix it with tomato, dough, and cheese, you violated the law. Natural selection will take you out.
Yeah. Hey, look at him backpedal. Look at him backpedaling. There we go. All right, that's enough out of Luedeman. Dan, what are you fixing for your main dishes?
So we love honey baked ham. First off, Josh, I'm gonna have to get that spice rub mix because that sounds delicious. When your spice rub mix turns orange, it means it's got the right spices in it. Yeah.
To be fair to Gina, though, I've molested, as we call it, molested the turkey many times with Gina before I was able to get the recipe. You have to put in some elbow grease and really get in the bird before you can get it.
I will do that. I will do that. I will put the time in. I will put in the wrench time, as they would say on Fast and Furious. So, Brad, we're going to be doing similar to what Josh and you were doing. We love honey baked ham, so we got a honey baked ham, but I pull it off the bone and I put it on the smoker. And I've got 2. We were going to do 3 fresh turkey breasts, but I found 2 very, very nice. I'm sorry, folks. Yep. Shots fired against the fam on the holiday. That's hysterical. Yeah, so if you didn't see that, I'm worried that Josh has to register his residence if he is 100 foot from a turkey farm. He's pretty close, folks. He's out there in the country near it. But okay, no, Josh. All right, but we're gonna do the honey bake. I pull it off, but then I've got 2 nice 3-pound turkey breasts. I was able to get them similar size. And I've got 2 nice turkey legs, and we're going to smoke those, Brad. We're going to do a brine, and then a rub on it. And then we use lemon garlic to inject them. So if you're listening, Thomas LaRock, we're giving you hints on how we do it before you put in the wrench time. Because I know it. Go ahead.
Tom, I was going to say, Tom and I were actually texting yesterday about the brines that we were talking about using. So, because one of the things I love and this is where I first got the idea, when I was working off of Fort Monroe, when I was up in Virginia, there's a place in Norfolk, and it was called the Jewish Mother, and they were known for their musical venue, but also their food. And they would do this amazing deep fried Cajun turkey Thanksgiving. And you would pull up and you would get your turkey fresh out of the deep fryer and all your different sides and whatnot. But it was a Cajun turkey. And I always sat there and I went, I want to try a deep fried Cajun turkey. And so what I would do is, there was a period in time where I was frying the turkeys. Dan, you and I used to talk about that quite a bit. But since I've gotten the big smoker, I've moved to brining the turkey and then smoking the turkey. But what I'll do is I do a rub. I've been using butter, but Josh, I may take the lard thing, because I mean, that's just so much better. If you make cookies with Crisco, 10 times better than if you make them with butter.
So the key is, though, is you still need the butter. This is why the train has gone completely off the rails. Right. Okay. So the lard and spice mixture goes under the skin, but you've got a butter on top of the skin as well, so that gets good and crispy. Otherwise, you lose that. Doesn't go both ways for whatever reason.
But the spices, and then when I inject it, I do a Creole butter, which is again that Louisiana seasoning and melted butter, and I'll inject that into the turkey. So that way, as it's cooking, we're also getting that wonderful. Remember, salt, fat, acid, heat. Those are the things you want. I want that. I want that fat, and I want that bird to be nice and juicy. And Lisa's favorite word, moist. It's got to be great. My favorite bite on a plate is my stuffing, my cranberry sauce, and some turkey breast with a little bit of gravy on there. That's like my favorite bite on a plate.
Also, now
so I wonder if I'm back. Did I come back, y'all?
Oh, well, as long as we've gone on the whole moist thing, I want to thank my wife for watching her official last episode, because we said like moist 7 times in 10 seconds. Yeah. So she's done.
Thank you, Lisa. We love you. It was nice to have you as a viewer. So Dan, go ahead and finish up. We need to get to Neeraj.
No, you're good. So back to the Tom reference, right? We did a great real-time intelligence session with him at Live 360, right? And we talked a little bit about Event House and Copilot. We use Copilot. Well, tying in some of the things that happened, I believe I saw the announcement that we are going to, in Fabric, get a separate capacity, I think, here soon for Copilot and Fabric, so we don't have to utilize our F64 capacity. So I just tying it in, I use Copilot to find what I should smoke my turkey at, folks, and it got it right. So yeah.
So There we go. Neeraj Mains, what are you cooking for Thanksgiving dinner?
So for Thanksgiving this year, we are going to a friend's place. As vegetarian, he's going to make the chilo fries, and under that he's going to stuff it with all vegetables, and I don't know what else he's going to put it in there. But on Friday, I have friends coming over from Jersey. They are going to stay overnight. So my wife and my kids are going to plan a whole island filled with different types of appetizers, which includes cheese platters and paneer. And then we are ordering food from outside, Indian style food, but more with the holiday thing. Lot of desserts. I mean, definitely a lot of desserts. So that's what the whole plan is. And then Friday night they're going to stay back. So hopefully, I know kids are going to go wild. Even the guys are going to go wild. So that's drinking and all of that. That's
Hey,
what the whole plan
Papula.
is.
Thank you very much. He said, "Well done, guys." Yeah, appreciate it. I was going to say you can't see it because we're sitting down, but clearly I have the body type for it. We like to eat. Neeraj, I'm curious. When you think of the holiday, what is your favorite bite of food to get? What is that dish or that combination of flavors that you're really looking forward to?
Definitely something for a sweet thing because I'm like a sweet tooth person. So anything sweet, chocolates or even like, usually my like elder one wants to bake a cake, or like she likes to bake a chocolate filled cake, and that's what I'm looking for. I mean, she just gave me a whole list of things that I need to go and buy it out from the shop, and I did it last night. So hopefully that should take care of it.
Dear God, I don't know who's pasting that on the show account.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was like. What happened?
Yeah.
That's a whole.
It's all Dan. You give the man admin control and he just goes nuts. You could open up your own browser and post as yourself, Dan. I just want to say we all have YouTube accounts.
Right?
I'm so sorry.
I come in there and I'm like, oh crap, we're gonna get
I'm so sorry. No, I thought I was, and then I'm so out of breath. You know what? Who's the CEO of this thing? They need to just fire me. Yeah. I'm not going to say that, but yeah.
I was going to say you're safe here. So Marco, for your congenial Thursday in November, what is it that you're looking at having, or does any of this sound good to you?
Absolutely. It reminds me a lot of what we have around Christmas time here. You're talking about smoked ham. We have that. We get all sorts of birds on the table. It sounds very much like that. That is not coming for at least a month, but I am looking forward to that already. We already have some smoked ham coming up in supermarkets around this time of year. So that is something that we're definitely stocking up on.
Somebody needs to work, man, and we all be off that.
Yeah, no.
Hey, it's our good buddy Andreas out there watching. Hey, Andreas, we hope you're. Dan has been watching too many Hallmark cook-offs. Perhaps he has. I think so. I want to go back to what Neeraj just said because I'm going to dig into this for a second, and I loved it. Neeraj said sweet tooth stuff. So maybe Marco, what we'll do is we'll do what your Christmas meal is going to be, because it sounds like this is very much what your Christmas meal is looking like. But let's talk now. That we'll go around the horn. I'm gonna start with Neeraj, and I'm gonna go backwards this time. I'll finish it up. Talk to me about the desserts that you're going to eat and the desserts that you are most looking forward to having.
Chocolate cake. There is an Indian sweet called shiro, and one of my friend's wife makes a good apple pie with like she brings some type of ice cream from Jersey, some homemade ice cream or somewhere place. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Excellent. No, that's I'm not sure what shiro is, man, but you'll have to send us a link because
I'll send you some pictures. I'll send you some pictures. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Dan, how about you? What do you got going on for dessert? What's your favorite bite?
I'm going to say it incorrectly. So half the people will love me, half the people will hate me. Pecan pie. I love me a good pecan pie. Pecan,
Well, I was going to say, wait, you just said it both ways, all in like 2 sentences.
I'm a person of the people. I'm trying
I
to
was
keep them
going to say, you're
happy.
such a people pleaser. You can't even settle on one way to say the one word.
To be fair to Dan, I was actually talking to my folks about this because I started out my life in the north and we moved to the south, but we moved when I was like in the 7th grade. So the majority of my life I've been in the south. Whenever I see it on a billboard or anything like that, because there's always the places to stop and get them when you're in Florida and you're in Georgia. I read it pecan. But when I say it out loud, I say pecan, and I have no idea why. But the second I see it on a board, I'm like pecan pie, and the second I say it, I'm like, because one of the dishes I'm going to make is my chocolate bourbon pecan pie, and I say pecan out. I don't know why, but I read it one way. Maybe it's the ADD dyslexic in me. Who knows?
Did Dan speak data warehouse or something else this time in life?
Oh wow! I'm not the only one firing
That question
shots.
I should ask Buck Woody. He would know that. Buck should be.
Ooh. Okay, so pecan pie for DBA Bulldog. Josh, what do you got going on? What's the sweets you're looking forward to eating and you're making?
Yeah, and I have a selection. Lisa is the baker extraordinaire. We're usually fighting for oven time on Thursday, but I think she'll have it done actually by tomorrow night, which is good. But we have the standards. We have an apple pie. Get that with some vanilla ice cream. I asked for, and it's stuck, a variation on the classic pumpkin pie. So we do a pumpkin pie on a graham cracker filling because I don't like pie crust. That's the weird thing there. And then, of course, the only thing more beautiful than the Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort and Conference Center for Live 360 this time of year is Lisa's pumpkin cookies with cream cheese frosting.
Oh,
wow.
I knew what. Yeah. Oh my God. So these things are so incredible. They're so thick. They are the perfect breakfast pastry with a cup of coffee. Oh, it's just a heavenly bite.
And they're cookies. But yeah, you can guilt-free eat a couple of them in the morning with your cup of coffee and go, oh, I'm just having a breakfast pastry. It's better than any apple strudel you'll ever get. I'm just saying.
It is delicious. Now I'm going to court a little bit of controversy in something I'm going to say near the end here, but you know me, I'm a pie maker for my family. And so the pies I'm making this year, I'm going to be making a lemon icebox pie because it is a favorite for my family. And because I'm doing the Cajun spiced turkeys and we're smoking it on the grill, that sweet lemony flavor goes really, really good with the smoky savory flavor. Of course, I've got my grandma's apple pie that I make that has that caramel sauce in there. I'm going to be making 2 of those, doing the lattice on there. As I already mentioned, I will be doing a chocolate bourbon pecan pie, which is a favorite of the family as well. Everybody enjoys that one. But here's my controversial statement, and this is what you waited for. I do not care for pumpkin pie. I think while I enjoy pumpkin spice, pumpkins are basic. You can get the F out of here with your pumpkin pie. I want sweet potato pie. And so my final pie that I will be bringing will be a sweet potato pie, which I put a decent amount of vanilla and I put some lemon zest in as well. I actually got this pie recipe from Epic when I went up there years and years ago when we were working for PW. Met my good buddy Lonnie Niederstadt. And Lonnie, if you're out there, happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy. But I met Lonnie. I was up there doing performance tuning training for Epic. And we were sitting in the cafeteria eating, and Lonnie was like, "Oh, you're in for a treat." And I said, "What do you mean?" Because I'm talking about how good the food was, how reasonable the prices were, because they do it at cost. They have a farm where they raise the majority of their own stuff. And he goes, "Yeah, this team that's on, they just got backed." He goes, "They all took a week off, this whole team, and they went on the TV show Chopped, and they won it." And I was like, really? And so I'm eating this sweet potato pie, and it is the best sweet potato pie ever. And I just walk up and I say to somebody, "Hey, please give my compliments to whoever made the pie. It was really, really amazing." I'm sitting down eating with Lonnie. Person comes over. They printed out the recipe for me and gave it to me. And so my sweet potato pie recipe is epic. I'm just going to say. But it's a solid one, but I don't care for pumpkins, like Josh doesn't care for pineapple on pizza, but that's okay.
That just means you're continually wrong.
I have no.
All I heard you say is I've never had good pumpkin pie. That's it. I mean,
No, I've had many pumpkin pies, but even the
none of them good.
Best pumpkin pie in the world is a pumpkin cheesecake, and you need cheesecake to make the pumpkin pie really good. That's all I'm saying. Is if there is a pumpkin pie out there that is so good that it makes people happy inside, fine. I taste pumpkin pie and I go, that's fine.
Yeah, you've never had good pumpkin pie. That's fine. We can continue on to the next thing.
I agree with Brad. I've had lots of pumpkin pies and sweet potato or even or what's the other one, the custard pie, but no pumpkin.
Oh yeah, chess pie. Chess pie is really good if you've never had that. We had that up in
nothing
Nashville.
Better than a rook.
Josh, you had this. It's the sugar pie. We when we were up in Nashville for one of the last Sequel Saturdays that Tammy put on, when we did Sequel Saturday Nashville, there's that little barbecue place next to the college. We went there. The barbecue was outstanding, and they had chess pie. It's a Southern pie, and I'd never had it before, and I was like, sure, why not? And I always
remember
heard
the name. So yeah, when you said it, it just seemed like a good pawn, rook, knight, bishop joke.
But it's basically a sugary egg custard pie. It's really delicious and good. Yeah,
we're breaching the cultural guidelines.
Seriously, Googling dishes. I've never.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the miseducation of Marco Cardoso. I'm just saying that's the title of today's show. To hell with the round table. The miseducation of Marco Cardoso. There you go.
Look, this is normally a family show, but at this point, Marco's like, "What are you mofo's talking about?"
I don't think I put this down as a family show. We could really curse if we wanted to.
And he's also looking at it, he's like, "No wonder Dan's fat." Look at
that. No wonder all of us are fat. I was going to say, based off the volume of food and the amount that I've told you that I'm just cooking, how am I not in a diabetic coma constantly? I have no idea. But I do have a question, Marco, for you on this. So one of the traditions that has come to my family after Sue and I got married is that so her dad was Puerto Rican, and in Puerto Rico they make an eggnog yearly, but they call it coquito, and it does not have eggs in it. It's like sweetened condensed milk. There's evaporated milk in it. There's vanilla. There's nutmeg, there's cinnamon, and then there's also alcohol, silver silver rum, and then we also put I put a little bit of amaretto in there just for extra flavoring. And my mother-in-law taught me the recipe for it, and so we make it at the house during Thanksgiving, and I typically bottle it up at the end of the meal, and we send people away with their bottles. And Josh, you regularly get one. And so one of the things I do is I distribute that to people. Dan, I would give you one, but you don't drink. You can't. Missy can enjoy it. Maybe Parker, if he's not driving anywhere and he's just staying home.
Enjoy a little bit of that tattoo, I bet you.
But I absolutely love that. And because it's not a typical dish or a beverage that everybody has, I'll make it, I'll stick it in the refrigerator, and I'll give them away. Typically by the time you get to January, though, you want it to be gone. Because it's not going to do good things after a month. Even the alcohol can't save it that long. So is there anything typical like that, like an alcoholic beverage that is kind of a festive party thing that you have down in Brazil?
Oh, absolutely. We have them towards the middle of the year because that's when it's coldest here. And we have two, and we drink them usually from June, July, maybe August if you really like them. And you'll find them everywhere around that time of year. We have one that is just, how could I call it? It is hot wine. It has a bunch of spices in it. It has fruit. It has, all of that fun stuff that you can put into wine and make it fantastic.
Kind of like a mulled wine?
I think so. I don't know how you would call it. It's very similar to what they have in Germany, Glühwein.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
No, that's what I'm thinking. You put
like
spices in it, you have it in a pot, you put fruit in it, whatnot, you kind of heat it up as well. But it's served, it's served warm, and some of the alcohol is cooked out, but you don't boil it. So not all the alcohol is cooked out. But yes, very, very flavorful. Really
yes,
good
you can
stuff.
absolutely get messed up if you drink too much of it. Uh, and then we have a similar drink with cachaça, which is our distilled beverage of choice here
Okay.
in Brazil. Also with a ton of spices. I don't like it so much because they usually make it too sweet, so I usually stick to the wine. But those are the two, and typically at around that time of year, you find them at small fairs that you see in the street. They sell stuff. They sell this wine, and you see two big bowls, two huge pans of this stuff, and you got one person like mixing it all together and adding more stuff. And that's just about my favorite festival of the year because that's when we have the absolute best food.
Okay.
No,
For you,
that's awesome.
Marco.
That sounds good.
For you, Marco, I was talking earlier about our friend Gina, okay, and her parents from Portugal. Mix the cachaça with aguardente. Do you have that?
Those in my head are the same thing, but maybe I'm thinking about the wrong thing.
Oh, maybe I'm saying the wrong words then. Okay. I could be
Yeah.
doing the wrong one, but it was mixed for me one time, and I thought it was cachaça with aguardente, but it could be the same thing. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mixed something with it though, and I was like, "Oh, that's good." Because
Yeah, 'cause-
it would be a very good
I was
drink.
second guessing it because they served it to me in like one of those little. You see, like a little miniature wine glass before. They're literally like a few inches tall, and
Yep.
her father poured me some and set it down, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do with that? Where's the rat? Do I just get a sip?" He's like, "That's all you need."
Yeah, because it's strong. Cachaça
Oh,
is
yeah.
strong. Yeah, because that's where I as well. The second Marco said cachaça, I was like, I've had that. That's
Yeah.
not bad. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, well, we've only got. I mean, honestly, I think for 30 minutes we're over time.
Number
But
one side, no stories.
there we go. So, well, we can do sides here in a minute because we're just hanging out. But the one thing I wanted to get to was we had Ignite last week, and this is what I am going to put. As a matter of fact, if anybody wants to send me recipes, I will put recipes also in the description of the video. But this is going to be in the description of the video. This is the big book of news for Microsoft Stories, and I'm just going to show you how I got here real quick. The big book of news from Microsoft Ignite. We go to table of contents, and then if you're looking for data and analytics, it's under part 3 Azure. And of course, what do I want to start with? I want to start with the great work and a big congratulations to Sequant, to Anna Hoffman, to the team over there, David Levi, Drew. So much great work done by that team to be able to bring us Fabric SQL database, Azure SQL database in Microsoft Fabric. A big deal. We're going to be doing some videos about this, and this is going to be a fun thing to cover. But if you are looking for a way to be able to streamline and utilize some of the capacity you're looking at, or even save a little bit on your bill, one of the things you can look at doing is spinning up your SQL databases in Microsoft Fabric. We've been working with the product group on this since February of this year, and it has been a lot of fun working with them, working in bug bashes, working to see this come to fruition. Next week, as a matter of fact, the next 2 weeks in December, there is going to be sessions that the MVPs are putting on about Fabric SQL database. I'm going to be on there with the product group for a couple of these where we're answering questions that people might have. I'm looking forward to doing the videos on these and getting this out because Fabric SQL database is absolutely amazing. But when we look at this table of contents, there's a lot here under AI, Azure AI Foundry, Azure AI models. Marco, as our resident AI expert with Andreas out, is there anything that you would want to say off the top of your head that you're really excited about from an AI perspective?
Oh yeah, and you got it right at the center of the screen. The AI agent service, we worked with the PG on that. It integrates all over the place with stuff from Microsoft. So AI skills from Fabric. It integrates with SharePoint. It allows you to bring your own storage. I think I dropped one of my links is all about that. But that's what I'm especially excited about because it brings together so much of what we've been putting out in terms of AI into a single service. It's still in private preview, so not a lot to explore widely at this point. But very soon, maybe in December, we're going to see it hit public preview.
Yeah, and down here in the data and analytics, I would be remiss if I didn't point to two things. So first off, Microsoft Fabric is adding some additional AI capabilities that we're going to be looking into. Open mirroring in Microsoft Fabric. This is a big deal, and what it's going to do is it's going to take the capability for companies that want to build a capability to mirror into Fabric and to use this open frame to be able to and sorry, I'm going to close Teams so I can actually get that window to reduce. It's going to give people the capability, third-party vendors, to be able to say, hey, we want to give the capability from our service to mirror into Fabric, to give those users that functionality and capability. And so if there is a service that you want to do mirroring into Microsoft Fabric, start bugging them, because we've got the framework in place for them to be able to use a change data capture feed to be able to mirror into Microsoft Fabric.
You know, Brad, with that one, Brad, I could see a lot of usage for Golden Gate to import your data from Oracle easily into Fabric, right? Using that open mirroring, landing those data files from Golden Gate into that storage account.
Oh, absolutely. This is what I'm saying. If you've got a company that you're working with, that you're using their software, and you want them to have the capability to be able to mirror into Microsoft Fabric, the power is in their hands because of this wonderful announcement. Hey, it's our good friend Shabnam Watson. Hey, Shabnam, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Hope you're doing great up there. It was so great to see her and to be able to hang out when we did the Fabric Conf this year, and to be able to work with her. Shabnam was one of those folks I was working with in the private preview of Fabric SQL database. So if you're looking for somebody with great knowledge on that, Shabnam's someone to be able to go to. And I know she's going to have some great content out there on this as well. She is one of our fantastic MVPs. The next thing that I want to cover is I want to go over to this announcement. SQL 2025 was announced. Big deal. And this is the next version of SQL Server. And as we know, SQL Server is a massive multi-billion-dollar business in and of itself. But there's some amazing things that we have built into the cloud in the last couple of years, where some of it was in SQL 2022, but some of it has not yet been able to be pushed out in a box product. Vector database capabilities that we've got right now in Azure SQL Database that went into public preview at the past summit. That's one of those capabilities that'll be there in SQL 25. The mirroring capabilities, there's some mirroring that we're already working on for SQL Server, but this is going to be connected to Fabric and to AI Studio by design. SSMS 21 is out with dark mode. At Live 360, I actually presented a good portion of our pre-con using that dark mode capability. And showing people it's in preview. If you find a screen that's not supporting dark mode, make sure to get that into the product group. But they are working to get that out. And when we get 2021, we're going to be able to get dark mode in place. And it's pretty amazing. I really have enjoyed utilizing it so far. But SQL 2025, that's a very big deal. But when we talk about big deals, I'm also going to share this one. And if somebody else wants to throw the link out there as well. I know that we've got an AKA for this. I want to say it's AKA MS Fabric Data. But if you go to it, you'll be able to get to this URL. Bradley Schapp from the Fabric Cat team, Buck Woody from the Microsoft product group, Josh Luedeman, Neeraj Jhaveri, myself, Daniel Taylor, we all worked incredibly hard on this full day hands-on lab that we did at Live 360. And the thing is, this is in a GitHub repository, and this is free for you. This is free for you to be able to use. This is free for you to be able to go through. And one of the things we did was we wanted to connect the hands-on tutorials that we have for people to be able to use. This will be in the description of the video. It's not there quite yet, but I'm going to throw the GitHub link out in the chat so that way people can get to it if they would like. But you can get over there, get to this course, take this, ask us questions, teach your friends, teach your colleagues. This is something that you will be able to go through. There's only a couple things that required provision capacity. The database mirroring example, for example, this is a great work that Mr. Daniel Taylor did. The database mirroring portion will require that you have the capability to be able to spin up a database and mirror it. There we go, right there. Thank you so much for that. aka.ms fabric data is the address that you want to go to. It'll direct you to the introduction module. And then also for Copilot number 7, you need an F64 to be able to go through the Copilot exercises. But one of the things we tried to do, because we've done so much work over here on Tales from the Field, we tried to make sure that if we had a video for something that we linked you to it. So you can see we've got the videos out there for our Copilot. We didn't do one for Power BI because our good friends over at Guy in the Cube did it. So we've got their video built in there. But just for about everything else, when we've got a tutorial, we've got steps where you can right click, you can open, and we may end up making a video series where we just walk you through this. So that way you can get your hands-on capabilities and you can go through this. But there's been a lot of asks out there for Microsoft Fabric training for Fabric education. And one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to help facilitate giving people a way to be able to get their hands dirty with the technology, actually get some hands-on experience and work with this. Those are the links that I had. Gentlemen, I didn't know if there was anything else you want to cover before we go back to side dishes.
No,
Does anybody? So
that was about it. Dan, you did the session with Tom on performance tuning and real-time intelligence. Yeah, there's a lot of good content there. Brad, you had a few sessions as well, not just the 2 pre-cons.
Yeah, and then all of us together with Bradley Shatt and Buck Woody, we did a presentation on Fabric SQL database, which we had deemed the top super secret session because we couldn't tell anybody about it until the keynote on Tuesday.
And I think this is the second or third. I think this is the second or third time we've done that as well, the super secret session. So I hope now that people who attend Live 360 understand when you see the super secret session, it's worth showing up to. We just can't tell you what it is before the event.
You know what impressed me the most is this is at the end. We're all exhausted. The attendees, the speakers, everybody's exhausted, right? This was one of the last sessions of the week, right before you got to go to the set. And we had a packed house, a full house of people looking forward to seeing this. So I got to give credit to the attendees because they showed up and they showed up big time. Great questions, interactive. I joked at the end. I felt like we should have ended it like the Breakfast Club, a data scientist, a data engineer, a DBA, and all walked off stage like, oh, gee.
And while you're congratulating people too, we would be remiss not to say congratulations and thank you to the organizers, the staff, Danielle, everybody there. Great event as always. I raised my coffee to you because it's too early for alcohol, but I'd raise that if I had that in my hand.
It is.
Yeah, and I want to say the event count from last year was even larger than the event count from this year. And the event just continues to grow and grow, and it was a wonderful time. Okay, I'm going to speed round us because we're 42 minutes in. This is already starting to go a little bit long. I want some side dishes from you, and I'm going to start with someone that I haven't started with yet. Now I'm going to bounce around the screen. Okay, so Dan, give me side dishes.
Green bean casserole, sweet potatoes, and mashed potatoes with gravy.
Excellent.
Traditional.
Excellent. So Marco, when you think about your Christmas meal that you're going to have, what are the side dishes that you're like, we got to have these side dishes?
You gotta have anything that you have all year round, but you dump raisins on it. So rice with raisins, mashed potatoes with raisins, salad with raisins. And I'm a big fan. I don't typically have raisins in my food, but I live for it during the holidays. It's it's all over the place.
I am going to send you some oatmeal raisin cookies, my friend, because you're just going to be over the moon for them.
Just one more time, say Brazil.
Sorry, what was that?
Say Brazil.
Brazil?
Oh.
Dan's testing.
Well, yeah, there we go. Dan loves it. Okay, so I'm going over to you, Josh. Give me side dishes.
First of all, the American version of raisins in Brazil is cranberries. I honestly believe that because at this time of year we put cranberry sauce on everything, and the rest of the year, at most we drink it with vodka and call it a Cape Cod. Sidewise, homemade cornbread stuffing. I second Dan with the green bean casserole, and I see your sweet potatoes, and I raise it to a sweet potato casserole with the melted marshmallows on top.
Mhm.
There we go. Okay,
Oh,
Neeraj.
and homemade
give
cranberry
me-
sauce. Don't buy that canned crap, or I'll kick you in the face. There you go.
Neeraj, what do you have for us when it comes to
Anything related with the cheese, so either cheese fondue or a cheese platter with breads, fruits, and chips, probably something related with the cheese. I'm different type of cheese, not just
one of the
cheese.
more unique Thanksgivings I ever had was there we go. I had some friends and they did a fondue Christmas. So we had like fondue cheese course, but we also had like all kinds of different meats. Very, very, very interesting. I haven't done that for years, but maybe that's something to try again. Okay, so for side dishes for me, I've got a homemade stuffing that I make. I've got a homemade cranberry sauce that I make. We've got mashed potatoes. We've got mac and cheese. And then I've also got a sweet potato casserole that I'm going to be doing. I have experimented with the broccoli, with the green bean casserole over the years. I'm the only one who eats it because it's a throwback to when I was a kid. But nobody else eats it. My gravy. I got to tell you, I do the 3 stages of the turkey's life. I reserve some of the brine before I brine the turkey, and then what I do is I also make a turkey stock during the week with the hearts, the giblets, the neck, some onions, some oregano, some rosemary, some onions, carrots, and all kinds of good stuff to make a nice turkey stock. And then I use that turkey stock in the gravy as well. And then what I do is I collect the drippings from the turkeys as I'm smoking it in a pan. And I take that rendered fat and flavor from the turkey and I pour that in. So I've got the 3 stages of the turkey's life to be able to make a turkey gravy. And of course, that goes really good on top of everything.
That
all right.
sounds
Anything
delicious.
we're forgetting?
One serious note, team. The holidays aren't for everybody, y'all, and we're getting into them. Keep your friends close. Keep your loved ones close. This can be a tough time of year for some folks. I know we've been very jovial and don't want to bring the crowd down, but look out for those folks, people, because the holidays aren't for everybody. And if you know those folks, just reach out to them. Give them a call. Give them a hug. Just say hi every once in a while and touch in.
Well, and I'd also say more than that. Just make sure, remember the holiday cheer and the connectedness that we have. We don't have to wear that, just 1 month out of the year or during the holidays. That's something we can do around the year. Try and help out those people in need that you've got in your community. But there's always going to be lots of opportunities to volunteer. There's going to be Toys for Tots operations, things of that nature. Remember, do your part to be able to, if you can, to help everybody have a very Merry Christmas and really good holidays. All right, guys. I have had a fantastic time. I know typically we take this week off, but we didn't do it this time. And I'm really glad that we didn't. It was wonderful to see you guys today before I start my all-day cooking fest tomorrow. Today is my Maison prep to begin chopping up a lot of things. All right. So thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, description of the video will have the links. Go check out all those great announcements from Ignite. We're going to be back next week with videos, with the Microsoft Fabric monthly update, which is going to have everything that we just released and talked about at Ignite. And we are going to have a big time. Of course, the product group is going to be here with us. Anna Hoffman and Saquon are both going to be here to talk Fabric SQL database with us, as well as, I believe, our good friend, Mr. Alex Powers and Mr. Bradley Schatt. Thank you all so much for joining us. Wherever you are in the world, we hope you have a great and wonderful week. Take care of one another and be good to one another out there. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.